Welcome to ACN, the Liberation TV of Ambazonia. Ambazonia Defense Forces, the vanguards of the Ambazonia War of Independence. ACN TV, the finest voice that celebrates your unsung heroes and the silent voices behind your diplomatic victories. At ACN TV, your lies will be crushed, your narrative will be buried, and your revised and distorted history will be exposed.
Telephone, chama uyole Animbo chama uyole Chele baby amwanya mwetunkana Animbo chama uyole Amwonyela me Animbo chama uyole Animbo chama uyole Animbo chama uyole Chele baby amwanya mwetunkana Animbo chama uyole Ane ngubakanda Ale ngubakanda Ane ngubakanda Ane ngubakanda Ngubakanda la longkuno Ane ngubakanda Telephone chele wense don't con telephone kuntan telefono Telephone chele wense don't con telephone kuntan telefono Choronko chele wense don't con Android kuntan choronko Choronko chele wense don't con Android kuntan choronko Muta la sanwe
Elasano Anie Elasano
Won saba beba la sanwe
Elasano
Na
Anie Elasano
Dolo la sandolo
Elasano Anie Elasano
Bakam mbongo mwanya me pakano
Elasano
Us
Anie Elasano
Dolo la sandolo
Elasano Anie Elasano
I love you Sola Same
Elasano Anie Elasano
Ane ngubakanda Ane ngubakanda Ngubakanda le longkuno Ngubakanda le longkuno Ewonga chene tiri mamino Ewonga chene tiri mamino Ane ngubakanda Ane ngubakanda Ane ngubakanda
Somba nangana dondio
Somma
Sulelang kun abanyang
Somma
Lema suban lim habaluba
Somma
Kwede mare denga ababa
Somma
Unlaro kapapa suomboa Tena ngandime Eo kwedi Edan gomponsa elelama Kwede mare dinge Eo kwedi Alonga konsa pirangana sukate Wensanga teteye kumbe mine die chong
Amoto Esome yementibe Kwede pane mudo Kwede hakakaro Amoto Nielagaku Lema sobeleme Lema sobeleme Eo kwedi Asantio Kwede piana mpongo Kwede madedinge Kwede bitambaku Eo kwedi Asantio Kwede ganeti Sena kandobo Sesha wedi Eo kwedi
manakane kwede pane muro nedi ndopededi somo Sulelan kung abayang
Sama,
Lema suban limha baluba
sama,
Kwede mari denga ababa
sama,
Somo
TV screen today for Ground Zero for talk for now. We salute our papa them, our mommy them, our sister them, our brother them, all way then day for Ground Zero they watch we all money plays day. So as the tradition for this our show day, we always start them with one music where we take and for welcome all man, and it be very important, particularly for people the way they watch me for Facebook platform, so that it be interactive. If una they see me for Ground Zero after the show, I'm at the talk le man way the Chris no and the Chris, because they live back front they watch with me.
Line ho, uyo line lelo mana mene, mana wanzelu. Line ho,
line oh, uyo line lelo mana mene, mana wanzelu. Kukacha mama wa amatengazaje, kusesa bakomo pamaibaje.
ugaja mama,
Early morning,
amadengataje.
kusesa bakomo pamaibaje.
Magoro wali,
Makolo aline,
amuya mikira.
akutiri nerero mwana mene, mwana wanzeru.
Magoro wali,
Makolo aline,
amuya mikira.
akutiri nerero mwana mene, mwana wanzeru. Line oh, uyu line lero mwana mene, mwana wanzeru.
Tinde,
Oh,
tinde, 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 tinde,
oh,
Una welcome today for the No Conny Talk Show. We get plenty fat things them for get. How happy welcome, Mr. Lucas Ansu, our press secretary for the Governing Council. The president of the Governing Council's office will be joining us. As salute Ashu Adesti, Nam NGS, Obi Don, and all man in for house today. As salute Una, as salute the people for the great Republic of China, Amik, and our mission head, Mr. Prince, for the wonderful job they do for there. As salute all man. As salute all man for Spain and our people for America. I salute all those students for military where they give you advice. All now welcome for the No Conny Talk Show. Now in our own countryman, this Capo Daniel, Tindo Christian, welcome all man they have brought up, up. I want to salute our commander, Commander Rambo. I say Commander Rambo for Bamenda. Yes, we ran show La Republic say we get Bamenda. That attack yesterday for T Junction, a message, not just a small message. So I salute all my way, then join live for Facebook. At the stay Tama Malet, it join we live, and all man it join live. Una welcome. John Bessem also it join live. All man be welcome for this show today. Edwin Kelly be welcome as well. I think our man and John be broadcast right now live for Ground Zero. So all man for my 2 as salute on my 3 as salute on operation Alabukam, a salute una Botobo, a salute una main market, a BB. Oh man, the place day. Julius Chopo, I salute you, welcome. Oh man, we welcome our Supreme Commander General Efang, Sumanguru, Small Pekin, Talk and Do. Oh man, the place day. So get fat response today for Christian Cardinal Tumi, his eminent. For interview and do for CRTV, we will respond today for you live and the phone line open for those who enable ground zero in particular. If you want call, una fit call. My phone line number that today na +852 6117 9924. At the same for Nyam, it for line also. All na be welcome. Now welcome, Omambi, welcome today. Obiton, welcome my brother, welcome. Omambi, welcome. Yes, together we stand. Paul, we have stood up. From zero, we have stood up. Unity is built up. We have worked so hard for it, and we are very happy that we come together. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, I want to welcome you once more for this platform, the No Koni Talk Zone, a platform for nothing but the truth. We don't take the baton and take it upon ourselves for speak the truth for the Ambazonian people, because me, I've been a believer for civil liberty. I've been a civil liberty activist. I believe in the need for public information, access to information, so that make all Ambazonia they know exactly where it happen, and we do investigation for make sure say everything where it happen me gonna sabi, and we also make sure we the whole speak truth into power, and we hold the leaders them for this our revolution. Say anything where they promise and for our people them, nothing where they fit do them and nothing where it fit happen. Now our duty therefore make sure say make the life we spend on for ground zero and the sacrifices them make it reach for a expectant end. So ladies and gentlemen, we are welcome today for this show. I want to salute all my way there for the great state of Momo. I want to salute our people there for Bali, Grandpa Bali. I want to salute you. I want to salute all our people there for Batibo, our supreme, our overall commander for Batibo, General Sumanguru. I salute all the one there for Boyo. I want to salute the one them also for Meme, for Ndian, for Manu, for our people for Mankon. I want to salute the one there for Wum, for Ngoki Tunja, for Ndonga Mantung, for all the Miselele, Yoke, Victoria, Boya. I want to salute all na welcome, una come good. And I see some of our German Amazonian lady way it always support me very well. It use the name Human Right. Welcome my dear. All man the place day, all na cafe them day una come good. Today I go to join with my counterpart, the press secretary of the governing council, Mr. Lucas Asu. He could join me. Today we want to respond for an interview conducted for La République du Cameroon, their national television, CRTV, by His Eminence Christian Cardinal Tumi, and we will address those things very soon. So we will start our show today without much ado. Anytime when Mr. Lucas Asu come, I think he could join me. He'll be welcome for join right now. Actually, I see chair CB empty, so we would wait Mr. Lucas when he can join. We will just bring it up, make it join with me. We will carry on with the show today. So we're going to start with small heartbreaking news we don't come out. I see Tanku Vasuna is there online as well. So the one start with for talk about some small news we don't come out for that side for America. For any man we done the watch CNN for long time. When I remember some one pa, when I rap pa, they so na be na like the person when I be the father of talk show host. Ma look picture bring her up. They call na Larry King Life. Larry King Life, he don't die. News they come say Larry King Life, he don't die. Na picture that for up there. So they say Larry King Life, he don't die. Now that man way he be the do that Larry King Life talk show host. He don't die at the age of I think na 78. Would want time for Salodi na either inspire a lot of generation about debate for TV, about talk show hosts. He life na a big inspiration. Larry King Life, he be start a career where the sweep na sweep floor. He be na just a common janitor for some TVs, for some radio station. He be did the sweep floor na sweep floor for the one day the anchor for the great news for that station, he resigned. And the manager don't talk say, okay, Larry King can't take the job, you try. And he be so passionate. He take that job from that first day, he then become like the king, interviewing the presidents of America and all kind people them. And we see say na the kind society that will want me be for Ambazonia. Where some person where if he come out only for sweep floor, if he rise up to the level for manager, Larry King do one die now like a very big star. We start from nothing. So he no be even been a journalist, he no go school for journalism. So it show na say America na a place where be progressive, it give chance for any man where get talent, any man where get something for offer and for society, you get a fair shot for climb up and with the hope for get that kind of society for Ambazonia where it be based on effectiveness and productivity. It no be based na whether your papa be for CPDM before, whether your man to you get your man where you get your connection, no. Now, so once they make our country be so, may the soul of Larry King he rest in peace. So we'll get a lot of things for doing today. At the way me, Mr. Lucas join me, but we're not going to take too much time. We will also want to talk about the big bomb way happened inside our great city of Victoria. So okay, Mr. Lucas didn't join me, so I'll go bring it up for screen here. So before the one they go inside, welcome PS and welcome our press secretary. You be live now with me together. You be now some man we don't need an introduction for this platform. Now you be the pioneer, the sustainer, the pillars of this platform of the No Conny Talk Show. And I'll be very happy to say you don't join me today for take time out of your busy schedule. Maybe we'll do this show today together. Welcome, sir. Sense Pass King, no my countryman, Meximan, Ngambe man, FBI, all that title they be there for my head. And you know, some people they need to understand why we would choose for present ourselves this way for our public. But na so grow of Amazonia. All man grow, no matter name where your papa give you, the people for quarter they see your behavior, they will choose name for gear for you. Another name with the carry. So grow up in a culture of nicknames. So we need to still implement our culture. For Hong Kong, all man get nickname, eh? Hong Kong Chinese people, they all man get a nickname. Where they put themselves for their name card, they say, I go by this name. So I don't know it to be a nickname. They call you a coach. You've been our national coach. So welcome, sir. Welcome, my brother. Oh, your volume be muted. So now let me hear you. Sorry, now it be okay. Sorry, I'm on mute up. It be muted from my side. So it be on now. Sorry.
Well, I'll be very. I want to thank you plenty for say you don't for this morning time with my own time for morning time. After my own time, I'll be say you don't invite me. Maybe and you can get this conversation together. Also, thank you for the work we do. I know so you get plenty names. Sense Pass King, Ambazonia, FBI, my own countryman, Connect Talk Zone.
I tell you, name them plenty, title them plenty. Now only salary no day, but what salary na semi Ambazonia can be free. So I think I don't talk about Larry King life in a man where that be an inspiration. First way start life for begin sweep floor for inside office. They can make it so they can be a big boss, big millionaire before they can die. we hear say he died for coronavirus. According to the news way they released some, it be fine for has that isolate itself, but now one of the healthcare worker the way they become visit the house become give you coronavirus. As the coronavirus catchy, then bring in a ICU. That means the intensive care place. He died for there after 3 weeks, and I would want to pay tribute because now a king, now man way that inspire a lot of generation for talk show, and when at the same thing what they do for our country today.
That's true. So yeah, Larry King don't play a very big impact for the way talk show that they be conducted, for the way interview that they be conducted. Basically, now he set the standard for how this be done. So it don't been a great role model for television. So Larry King is passing, but I think it don't leave a big legacy. As just as we talk, an ordinary person, if you to level with the person also and do great things. Larry King, I think, say it be one of the great talk show hosts, or if you call it now,
yeah. So we'll go straight for inside our presentation for today. Some bomb the bomb where the joint task force where it be made up of all the forces the way they don't come together for make sure say this La Republique du Cameroon organized Nations Cup in no hope for Ambazonia. I go try to put the video for down here. I think I put the VCR na the video that it appear on the screen. We don't get the very good news. Say that successfully surgically target La Republique du Cameroon, one of their position there for inside Victoria Day. We never yet access for ground targeting military infrastructure will be in charge for impose La Republique Cameroon their rule on our territory. So that was a very big victory. Would I also see the people that for Victoria then boycott largely this Nations Cup in addition to the action the world they do. I think saying a congratulations for the people for Victoria. Now very wonderful things we would done make and the world and get that message. See the people then where they can host this Nations Cup for their country, they not be happy, they never come for the fee. Now a big disgrace. If you look the way we like they go off for the media for match, it shows say La Republique du Cameroon now a failure. Now a big failure. I don't know if you get some comment for the play already now for your front.
Wait, make the video finish.
Yeah, it don't play finish already. Yeah. I minimize and make volume no come out. So as I talk, it already the play for the screen, it go.
Okay. First, I want to thank all the commanders them for the joint task force for the great state of Ako. Now the first time for this war of independence, where you see 10 defense groups, we all them they believe for one single objective, for the liberation of for end Cameroon occupation, take back power from the colonial, from the state, and give them back for the Ambazonian people. Now, the first time we don't see this kind of thing, way you see the various defense group that come also take for Meme, they can't join the one there for Fako for carry out one single action for the young people there. Now, a great thing this for the Ambazonian people there. Understand what it don't happen for Fako. I think they get the potential for change the whole direction of our war of independence and shorten this thing for our people then.
Yeah, and I also because be very happy
if we
with the
what it happen for Fako, if we feel duplicate them, do them all across Ambazonia. Next 3 months, come on. In the next 3 months.
Yeah.
So what these guys don't do for Fako today? Last 1 week, especially for today, for this action where they carry on, be very remarkable. I want to thank all the commanders them for the joint task force. And this joint task, they're not just one small group. They put themselves for very different units them, so that they be forced units them for different places, so that they carry out different action for different places one time. So now what the bomb way they carry out for last night for Victoria, now one of the unit them of the joint task force.
Yeah.
And that's why you know like victory for the Amazonian people. Then the commanders them for ground understand why it is important for all them. They really understand.
Yeah, they don't get them. After a long 4 years coming, we'll be happy. I think at the level of unity, this way be there during the leadership of General Ivor, and we'll see how new leadership that they emerge for ground, Captain Small Pikin and all the other commander them, the one for Mountain Lion, the Shadow, Commander Shadow, all part of it and say Pikin for there. I think two other.
The one, the commander for Black Heart.
The one for Black Heart also. When I say Pikin every day, we want to congratulate them and also want to thank. That's something part of this thing will never even talk and highlight us.
I also yes, AMF also send forces.
AMF also send massa. Now that I talk with the talks AMF. AMF is now who be AMF force. Now so fun force they did for that side for Kumbade. But they call
Capo, you know, who give all man now the
glory
for
give
all
glory
man.
for all man, but you know say now no Connie talk show this, so no one Connie.
If
the one to glorify all man, who make sure say any soldier will be there for ground. I mean the one way they camp for inside where they do with terrain. Move count that one the way they do himself. If my cash don't for bank, move talk to the man there for bank. But now as you don't talk, now time for show unity. So unity for all man. Oh say me busa na de na obu na commander for ground at every. I even see I see some other activists them. So other activists that they try to claim that they bring out to inject the name na quick action group or whatever name are not really bother. You know, this project, the leadership will come from ground. They don't take advantage for the condition we don't create them. And you don't see people that like Grandpa for Bali, they don't come out talk, say me then forget these people that are abroad where they try to cause division. Focus on the one where they bring unity. And would already take that leadership, that rule for ADF for sponsor and for support the operation them, for provide them weapons, for provide them ammunition. So already do a good job for sponsor them, even bring in physical weapons and also provide finances for other weapons them. So I don't want people to know that one, even though I think we'll know one for broadcast them because say would want to say me it be spread, maybe even we need the camera so one take over the thing, but would it really come for the like the leading force for ground zero for really make sure say me work. So would encourage other people that they make effort for donate and they see how the Yerima then too they talk say they want raise fund. Now they can't see if they donate money for the operation.
It's very important because the goal, if you look at the ADF right from the era of General Ivor, it is one make all the forces they work together. And now be the leading general and the leading force for ground. It get the capacity for mobilize more than that one them. So while these group together, the more they come together, the more it demobilize and then provide them for them to do the work for the Amazonian people. Then, Capo, now the essence of leadership is leadership. That's on kind magic thing. No, not just the ability for bring them. And then you give them the resources where they go do the things and way they go help the people. They make them move forward. So now leadership this.
Exactly. And you see how population too, they not fall for the boy their back because even for Victoria, go stand for Victoria be beef beyond my imagination. I actually go around town through video call for inspect the town and I was really very, very impressed. I want to congratulate all my way there for Victoria where they watch me, even the people for Kumba, for Tico. All man start come together, but some small talk today where I go one pass and for people then for Atlantic State, especially for.
So before we talk, maybe we just finish this one for that state. The message you want to put on for outside, the work where you did do in terms of your communication, the communication for A of C, the communication where you come up for application with AC and the do now for unify our people then for ground zero. Now forgive what people them, inspire what people them, give them courage for become more resilient, right? For become more defiance. What people that listen for that call, they boycott La République du Cameroon, their PRO campaign.
Yeah, they
Paul Biya go borrow plenty money for all country. Just for can't give the world a stupid impression, say it still gets more control from Amazonia.
And it was a big failure. Can you imagine organizing the Nations Cup during COVID? It could have been the most easy thing for you to do, and because they don't need a lot of people. they try for open stadium, semi-population come day. The first day, some people them out of curiosity, then go there, then see how it be a mess, and then they see the killing way happen for Bafia Day, for around Moyoka area, for Meme area day. They don't see the killing. Then all man decide for shoot on for house. So now a very good thing. With your permission, I would like to move further so that we'll go for that Cardinal Tumi speech. For the burning of school. I want we'll first go with the burning of school for Ango. The Presbyterian school way there for might bring up the images. The Presbyterian school way there for inside yes, yes.
See, before you want go there, are you sure the two boys and when they killed them yesterday?
Go ahead.
The two young boys and yesterday.
For Bamenda for Metakwata.
For Metakwata for Bamenda.
Okay. I want to bring that one later on, but if we just go there straight.
Young boys,
Yeah.
they inside their own quarter. They inside their young boys do small experiment. All will be small lamb. Go high. We live like say we'll be big people then. We try for one smoke. All we do one. Boys and for quarter. They come they go shit on, make small like say they smoke their cigar or their joint. Now that they go meet up them, they just kill them for no reason. The same thing they do for all over Amazonia. Find what young picking them, they kill them. No say the future of Amazonia. Systematic thing. This thing they not been isolated in for Cameroon, their strategy for target young Amazonian, especially what men, what males them, what men them, what boys them.
Yeah.
It be very systematic.
And I think all man really be shocked for inside Bamenda. All man still be in shock. Say 4 young picking them, all the na teenager them. You know, look their picture for front screen day. All the na teenager them, then can't kill them point blank. If you look the way the house they meet them inside the house with the smoke their cigar as you don't talk na picking of that age they experiment. Nothing where they picking they don't go and deserve me then take their life that in that brutal fashion. And now the kind now the true conduct that is the true face of the bee. That is the true face of the conduct of Mr. Pobia. It be systemic, it tolerate them because as a command structure for La Republic where they get a professional army where they put them on salary. If the head of state for that their country, you know, will permit this type of action, then you need to tolerate them, you need to encourage them, you know, for it happen. Because when you declare war, you get the responsibility, the command responsibility under the International Criminal Court to supervise your army the implementation. So wait will the same for Bamenda, now the conduct for war where Pobia they do. Now the kind of thing in this way this criminal, they do freedom for even she done for their quarter. People they come up for house, they're not even sure whether they will go come back. They fit kill people them any take away their life in this manner. It's a very, very sad thing today for Bamenda. And we want to highlight them in a very measured way. These are the crimes of Mr. Pobia. He's a war criminal. And he's somebody they go come with go put for junk suit, drag you for prison, like how they see other dictators them for around Africa that they go for prison.
The very stable.
No, Iran first actually pause and then Iran resume again. You know, say Facebook they always try to suppress our viewership. But I think say we will do the manager and any come back. So Urasi say the school a school Presbyterian school is born for Mancon. The school don't call so-called firefighters and like Cameroon their military, they can't help. When I see either they come for day, can't go for dormitory, instead of becoming quench fire, they start becoming broke now, picking their trunk them for tip sardine and bread. Now for show now the type of thugs them, the criminals them in the name of professional military, the way this La Republic they send up our territory, made the worker harass our people them, they no get no intention for serve the public. Even in a time where fire the burn, for instance, school picking they run, parents then be worried. For them, but therefore they assure the people then therefore they try to steal. For instance, students their dormitory. Despicable.
With the internet connection be very low and it they affect the need to be gone.
I don't know how we will do it because now see Facebook now beginning mess up with we. At the same time, my network now it show up to 4G, now 4G network. So the speed be okay. That means that the streaming, the problem was streaming. Maybe they interfere with our streaming or not. So, but I think so we'll need for manage and the way we did.
All right. No.
So yesterday we ran get a very big operation for Insta Bamenda. We done shake down very well, and we'll not be ready cover them because the report they be the camp. Now after we would have been already the sleep for time for Hong Kong here, our forces then launch and attack right for the heart for Insta Bamenda for T Junction Day. They won't fall at Republic to Cameroon. Will not be here any casualties there, but they don't confirm 4 wounded soldiers away, then drag them, carry them, go for outstation. So today the whole town the hot. That one are just a message we want to send out for the people that say, now we get Ambazonia. We will strike for any place, anywhere. They will have no peace in our land until we will chase them out of our land. So that was a brazen attack in Bamenda. I think say all man now feel and wait to wait day. And I also want to talk about Bamenda people and say around my 5 we get one explosion where it explode for the a missed target. So we want to inform the population there be some big bomb will happen for Bamenda yesterday. It will be targeted for military convoy. But unfortunately the bomb it explode before time, so it missed target. But we want to tell on say like Republic them they no go get access for our territory again because we don't get medicine for that. Armor car will go begin janjam one by one. And label as them. All the collaborators they no go get no peace for enter that armor car. Armor car now will be na a death trap. Yeah.
All right. I monitor the comment them.
Okay. So one thing before one jump for the primary discussion today when I respond for Cardinal Tumi a video we make na the picture we would answer some video we dance come out where na this the so-called La Republique du Cameroon, they all my country people for some 2 women the way they beat them, say they don't follow na La Republique du Cameroon, they are the picture this man bring up, they don't follow La Republique du Cameroon, they are Kelebe, so they beat them and pang knock the woman they will collapse. For some way it be very very bad. And I would want to talk for our people. Say this one, they, even if you hear the language, the boy that they use about the video, they talk say torture ye. Where it shows in a word, big word, then that way the people the way they orchestrate this propaganda, they give the boy the media and talk and because my way they talk pidgin for street, you know, we expect they would use a word like torture. So now I set up this, like the woman will be seeing for where the Ruan berry halfway for inside Guzang Day. The next day, one see the same woman appear for the so-called national dialogue. So why be say all time this type of barbad video they come out? Not only this so-called country people them for La Republic, their propagandists, they get this video then. Now we'll show our people and say, do you want to be Amber boys and not be Ambazonian fighter they do all these things them. Now anytime we then see say the international community they want pay attention for our thing, our plight. Now the time that we did go stage all this propaganda them for sabotage the Ambazonia struggle. And they choose for use woman their image them because they don't see how our mommy then stand for Commercial Avenue for reject La Republique. So now way they put portray women them for this manner for sabotage, and we want to assure our people and say our forces they need to torture. This one not represent our forces them in any shape or form. We condemn this torture of these women them. Even though if it's some people they talk saying an actor the way they act them because you look the woman they need to really knock them and their face them be them paint and a paint.
See, even if not be this thing, we don't see this thing from the killing of the way the killing of that girl from Yuka. This thing that they always come at a special time. The Republic du Cameroon. It lost international reputation. The Ambazonian people, they get the new U.S. Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken. We don't hear what he talk. We hear what the woman for British Parliament, a stand up for British Parliament, hand for table. It talk and vexation and forcefulness for call the British government their attention for suspend with the brutal regime of dictatorphobia. And ever the international community, the Republic du Cameroon, they do what they always do and best. Either taking them, they catch them, they naked them, strip them, cut their throat, do some kind thing for them, and then talk to the Amber boys. You don't also notice them. All these videos that they always emerged. The first people when they publish this video, now country people writers,
when I know propagandism for the Cameroon military, so
conduct Gislin Nkonda. Now their action than this. Now they be responsible for do these videos there for the colonial for Cameroon. All these them at some point. The evidence they come up more and more and more and more. Say La Republique du Cameroon military intelligence. It don't create these people now trust that and then also publish so that they commit the crime and then they be the publisher of the crime.
Exactly.
On behalf of Cameroon military intelligence.
Yeah, it be impossible say Ambazonian soldier go take thing them. They not go send for Ambazonian activists them. They go take and get for La Republique their propagandists. Because man of it take bullet begin game for your enemy for wartime where you know say na some bad things that will go spoil image will struggle. So I think say wait you talk now 100% correct. This one is stage action for sabotage Ambazonian fighters them, and we condemn such activity. Nevertheless, this is not acceptable. Women's and a protected class of people them, they need to be treated with care, and as our soldier they treat them with care. So
if you look within what war of independence, Ambazonians get a code of conduct, especially we'll talk about the established code of conduct and forces for with Amazonia. If you get a moral code of conduct, never see these kind of things for any of the movements of any of the defense forces them, they carry out this kind of action. Those all fighters, they come out within their communities, they come out within their very a few out of way for maybe extort money, put small checkpoint them, ask people them for money, and then the rogue one them not for money, not for other things them. They do crimes, the crimes them where they will catch person, woman like that, we never ever see them.
you know
They had prints.
yeah, it not even be consistent with the one the way they would say I'm from Ambazonia fighters, because when we see time where they don't capture people the way either na first way they suspect it to be a spy, where they so called call them black leg, or na one way either commit treason where they participate for election, all of them, they always wear their clothes, and they always treat them sometimes rough-handedly, but they never ever do physical torture for extract confession. It don't always been just a questioning and using some tactics to extract information, but they have never used torture as a means to get information from people. So,
and the language be different. The language also be different. If you look all videos them with Union fighters, whatever group they belong in, if they arrest someone that they do that they even when they even beat the person, the language be very different.
It be very different. This one you hear be very legal terms, torture. Who the talk pidgin go they talk say torture ye? They talk say BT. Now because in a surely Sunday they are lawyer them for La Republic, they don't talk say me then torture, they use that word. That guy then La Republic, their voice is them. Now La Republic, their voice is them. That so that guy there. It's impossible. Those are La Republic voices. So
Tangaji voices.
yeah, Taganji voices. Now Taganji voices.
voices.
I would not see the killing that they go all across our territory, Lebialem, and a very, very sad thing. So, we'll go now for the clocks of our presentation today. When the interview with Cardinal Tumi, he gave for La République, speaking in French. I guess, but things say people they no go watch him or Ambazonia they no go pay attention, and he talk a lot of things and way he contradict facts and way he says that present for public, the organization, the AGC that present for public, and it just be disheartening. Say Christian Cardinal Tumi, a respectable personality for Amazonia, he could do such propaganda.
Brother, I go disagree with you for this one. Christian Tumi not been a respectable human being. Cannot be an honorable human being. His actions they never prove any action of nation or integrity.
If you look even like for South Africa during the time of apartheid, you see the Cardinal Desmond Tutu, how he stand on behalf of the oppressed people. Them you look that way, Paul isn't Paul II, Pope John Paul II, he stand up for people them for Poland. He used that his status, that international status with the Catholic Church, he conferred on because Catholic Church is a very big and reputable church. He used that one for support the people them. So now really a choice for Cardinal Tumi for ready for stand with the people them or no for stand with the people them because he get all the protection internationally. Jesus have either open him up, he confess them, say either like, there is a conspiracy for assimilate and culturally commit genocide for Amazonia by La République. He don't even explain how we go for France, the Catholic bishop them for they ask you whether he be in he carry out the assimilation process for the so-called Anglophones them. So you go expect say par like that way don't go through that experiment. Par like that way don't do a polling, come out for talk say more than 90% of the people then want independent and they go an extra mile for demand them. He go to stand with the oppressed people them. But if you see do these things they may be disheartening. I don't know whether make a play that video and then more broke them half. Since now the first time we use this software. I never play video where they play online, they play with the sound. So make a try for play them, maybe we hear and then we'll begin to analyze them as they go and we will respond for you appropriately. So, ladies and gentlemen, now the video this for part of the excerpt for Cardinal Tumi interview again for La République du Cameroun, their TV channel. The CRTV. Make a bring her up for here. Okay, this is the interview. We'll play them. I don't know how it will come out. This is the first time we use this software for Skype. So then we'll see how it go there. Oh yes, it is okay.
Quand vous dites oui et l'autre dit non, vous le condamnez.
I'll start them from the beginning. I hope so the sound be okay for your side there.
Vous êtes,
Okay.
Okay.
vous êtes un.
Stop.
way in the year French, that language for Egyptian them, it talk say, if some person talk say yes, if Ambazonia talk say yes, some person talk say no. Basically say if some man disagree with Ambazonia independence, then will Ambazonia fighter they go condemn that person to death. That one na just fat lie where Christian Cardinal Tumi he talk am. Na a whole bishop this so he talk this kind lie. Una remember say they catch Cardinal Tumi. All man know say Cardinal Tumi stands now for federation. So he say some na example. That way they catch it, they no condemn it to death. Even after they release it for Buide, he come out talk say they no be even arrested. They be just holding for interviewee. The power for the von Binglo for Bui, where they catch it for they will 5 million release it. The ADF, the governing council, and the major faction for the revolution. We all call me the release that power, even though that power stand for one Cameroon, because we feel at that particular moment in time, we don't yet commit any crime. So there is no instance or any example, say Ambazonia, they go around for key people the way they know one independence. No, there is no example of that, and party just to completely lie. Cite no example for talking with the condemn people for their opinion, not just a complete lie. I want me people that know say for inside Ambazonia, we know CPD and people them for our villages and for area where they control them. There are CPD and people who know say they work with poor where they get relationship with poor beer, but our forces they need to go kill these people them simply because they want one Cameroon. The only instances where our forces them they arrest people them or go after people them, na instances they will publicize them, and when for black legs, when let me say people they na spy them, where they provide intelligence for La Republic and traitor them. That means say people they don't commit treason. Like one way they go participate for election. Never have we gone against people simply because of their opinion. Ambazonian forces they need to politically persecute people. So this one it be regrettable. Say Cardinal Tumi, he go can talk this type of thing. Say Ambazonians and be intolerant. We don't debate. We don't go even for me for a page. We debate, lively debate. So this one, I don't know if you want to add something about this situation. Talk and say it be very Amazonian and it be intolerant. It's just so ridiculous.
Did you say the wait to me the one do one? Last Cameroon colonial minister of terrorism, the minister of voices, all right, the voices in the bushes, yeah. He go talk say this: the colonial dictator don't win the war. That's what he talk. When you see water, Tumi, they use now Tumi, they use logical principle where they call and say authority for create propaganda. He not talking for English, for feed and French population, for feed them, for the French population. For Tumi, they don't fail for all he thinks them for truth, for stand up for justice. He failed a role as the cardinal where he represent, which they call and say religion. An institution where it's supposed to be now for morality, for help make it become more upright, for help organization them, for help government make it become more upright. Tumi fail. Genocidal dictator, my best friend. Now Tumi they try now for save poor, they don't lose the war. While Atanganji declare say they don't win the war, Tumi now it want Adam forgive that French people them. The impression say wait Atanganji talk not true. They go more for this interview. A lot of those things they will show up, and we will know why they do these things and why it should only do that interview. Now for the country talk, now for Pobia country talk.
And you know,
now a big propaganda.
Yeah, and you know the truth way Cardinal Tumi will expect for Cardinal Tumi for talk now for tell the war and for tell Cameroonians them for La Republic the truth. Say the person will be intolerant now Mr. Pobia Bivondo. Where it attempt for ban our history. It attempt for ban the name Ambazonia. it go ahead for it ban the consortium. It kill people the way they want protest. Simply protest. The pobia they kill them. Now the so-called intolerance and that. La Republic don't come out for talk say even the form of the state na a taboo. For go for talk say the form of the state na a form of terrorism. For even go ahead for kill people them. Ma put up the pastor for Mato. Now pastor this na man of God na image that na pastor that's for Mato. Where he just hoist na flag for Amazonia. Na la Republic the military and that for corner una siam. They can't arrest he. Do one not be saying that you and do one for back then show video the interviewee. The pastor is only crime. Now say he hoist Amazonia flag. He not even talk say Amazonia go be independent. They executing a body that for they with one bullet for a belly. So no Mr. Man talk say the pastor die when sick. Now either they shoot for the one bullet for a belly. So the people the way they call them out, you go expect say Cardinal Tumi, but they call them out. If they call them Mr. Pobia for killing people for simply expressing their opinion and their will for concerning their own territory. If they call out Mr. Pobia for dismiss even like so-called dismissal of Abobala when they go give work for Boya because he want to preach about the Anglophone problem. So now the person that will be intolerant. Now Mr. Pobia be Vundo, he be intolerant. No be we the Amazonian people then for Cardinal Tumi.
I think say that's what they used to me for do this propaganda, because when it come from that kind of person, especially when it come for a culture where they believe so much in religion as a way of leadership. So that's why they used to me. Look, if the chief need to tolerate any other opinion other than the opinion of the dictator. Dictatorship need to tolerate any other opinion than the dictator. Like the thing I make a dictatorship. Paul Biya don't create a system for inside La Republic of Cameroon since he became president. And the system that one for the Amazonian. Now for first as the Madam for British Parliament talk for force them into subjugation. The people they must bow to what be one make them made be. Now the whole agenda this. They only used to me now for sell that agenda now for a system already failed. Paul Biya now a failed crumbled dictator. For more waiting again, man.
And you
if you don't
expect say go Cardinal, go can't talk the truth. You go can't the one talk say will be intolerant. This is really dishonest.
Those things that make Capo look make these things and all over border we or things people that like to me lost the credibility. If you only get the credibility for the Amazonian people, to me no say don't lose the credibility. If you speak people that respect what he talk. People take advice from me. Don't be that kind of person anymore. Once you love capacity for demonstrate leadership, morality, love, and caring, I'm a waste. To me, I'm
I tell you, look at the way it happened for instance Lebialem. Now images are put on the corner for Lebialem Muna see. Now people in this way they don't kill them. For their house, 4 people them unprovoked. This one are the tolerance, this way Mr. Cardinal Tumi no call them out. Now the intolerance, this way no call them out. So I go play the audio again, the video again, me talk again, me go hear.
Son opinion n'est pas comme la vôtre. Contredit la vôtre. Si vous dites oui et un autre dit non, il faut lui demander pourquoi il dit non. Donc vous êtes prêt pour le dialogue. Si vous lui demandez pourquoi vous dites, si vous ne demandez pas qu'il s'explique, vous n'êtes pas prêt pour le dialogue.
So, my country people them, wait to where they talk for them and say, if person talk for you say you get no, you talk say yes. you need to ask that person say why the person talk say no, why the person they contradict you. If you know, if you ask the person say why you take the position, that means say you no be ready for dialogue. So if you want talk say now we Ambazonians them will not be ready for dialogue because we know they ask Mr. Paul Biya say why Mr. Paul Biya they deny say no one give you independence. Mr. Cardinal Tumi, he said he be done explain them how from SCNC the ran should don't call all and so-called Anglophone conference for Bamenda 1, go for Boya 2. Send letter for Mr. Paul Biya Bivondo. Tell you say now the problem this will face them. They not even talk about the state of the faith of the state. You no answer. They don't come for the time for Harmony Pogba. The right for ye talk say them one for solve this problem now with two state federation or outright independence. You no talk. Now time where Abobala then come to consortium. They say me they should don't for talk. Inside the halfway for that meeting they catch and go lock up. So Cardinal Tumi the one rewrite history for talk so will not be ready for dialogue. Ambazonian leadership, Dr. Cho Ayaba Idan put down principle will be largely acceptable by all the various factions. Say, we will go for dialogue for negotiation table where it be transparent and it be fair. Make the international community, me then should don't for they then decide. So for Cardinal Tumi for talk say we are not ready for dialogue, we need to go and ask Paul Biya, what way shall we ask? When the Paul Biya declare war?
Ask Paul Biya like who? Go ask Paul Biya like who? Be Paul Biya. With the ambassador to go ask who? Who be Paul? We don't go ask he. Why you know want to go? Bazonia no need authority from Paul Biya. The Bazonian people them authority for their independence. Paul Biya and an occupier will go kick them out. We don't need permission from Paul Biya. Now thieves, they day for our land as themselves don't talk them because they discover wealth. Now the only reason that.
He the Cardinal Tumi, they never give you audience. He's never be able to see Paul Biya. Now he the cry say the call Paul Biya and the answer is number Paul Biya give a fake number. Now he the complain. So if the one can talk say
Cardinal Tumi go talk so but be ready for dialogue. Dictators don't dialogue. They talk for 2016. Therefore dialogue with Tasang and the people to Bogda dialogue with them. Dialogue. If they want dialogue during conclave 1, Paul Biya for dialogue during 2, Paul Biya for dialogue. Dialogue, conclave 3, therefore dialogue. Even when Sicily could decide they put man very nice and gentleman. If they want dialogue, therefore dialogue.
exactly.
That's why they build for two things. First, they go use and corruption for silence you. If you no work, they used intimidation and brutality. Then finally, the guns and bullets eliminate you permanently. Dictators, they need a dialogue.
Okay, so maybe we'll continue for here the thing we talk.
Ça, c'était la première chose que vous leur avez dit.
Ouais.
Et la deuxième, c'était quoi?
Les écoles. Il leur a dit, vous luttez maintenant contre vos petits frères et sœurs. Et ça, ils ne seraient jamais d'accord avec vous.
Here, Cardinal Tumi, fellow Ambazonians, he talks say the second point I say Ambazonia they fight against school. We fight against that's fight against school now against our own picking them. This one na power I don't know whether na wishful thinking or na the type of false information that way they want feed the international community. Our picking the way they need to fight against school. Would they fight against Cameroon government?
Just quickly, you get Bluetooth, you get speaker.
Yes.
You get a phone call right now, please. Very important phone call.
So while we wait the phone call, the speaker is on. People they need to understand say our policy now against Cameroon government schools and Cameroon institution on our territory. We open multiple schools within our community for teach our students, our picking them. Even the Catholic Church, we work with the Catholic Church, the Presbyterian Church, the private schools within our territory for transform their institution into community schools. And with even for some area, then we'll get a passive nature, a passive approach towards the school issue. So then which some would attack our own schools, then which now which no be the reality. As a matter of fact, the reality now say, would they permit our school them and go on as community schools, will not allow La République du Cameroon institution or schools within our national territory. We now open thousands of schools, hundreds of, not thousands of schools, thousands of students are participating in our schools. I will put up some pictures from some of our community schools for your own village. Now, community school is for your own village. So, okay, the president is calling. Hello, Mr. President. Hold on, let me connect you to the mic. Hello. Hello?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. Perfect. The volume is okay. Welcome, Mr. President. And this is Dr. Chua Yaba, the President of the Governing Council, leader of our War of Liberation. Welcome to the No Connie Talk Show.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Go ahead with the intervention.
Yes, I listen with sadness the rhetoric of Mr. Tumi. I don't think he deserves the title of a cardinal. And his generation has been an embarrassment and a betrayal. And if you recognize, these are people who have lived all through the 60 years of our torment. While brave men across the globe who were cardinals and popes rose up and stood against tyranny. They gained their position by pussyfooting around totalitarian systems, worshipping them, uplifting them. What is going on is an embarrassment that their great-grandchildren have risen on the same spot that they buckled. Where they could not speak, we have spoken. Where they refused to resist, we have resisted. Where they were scared of presenting themselves as sacrificial lamb for the liberation of millions of people, we have risen up. They feel a sense of embarrassment and shame. And because they feel like the future is no longer theirs, they must continue to pontificate over the plight of a people. Now, we must look at this issue in two ways. One, we were brought up to believe in the opinions and statements of our elders. They coin statements like, what an elder can see while sitting, a young person can never see while standing. We believed in their wisdom. We gave them respect, whether it was due or not. We honored them simply because they were older. And they took all of these things for granted. And suddenly, we have risen up. We have not buckled in the face of bribery. We have not buckled in the face of torture. We have not buckled in the face of assassination, massacres, and genocide. And the John Frundis who thought they were heroes, unquestionable, the Cardinal Tumis who thought they were reverend and unquestionable, began first by playing platitude, making statements to cajole our population. And because their generation, at every one moment, when Mr. Biya threw in crumbs, they buckled. Their generation, at every one moment, when Mr. Biya offered compromises that did not meet our aspirations, they went for it. John Frundi entered parliament. Cardinal Tumi tried to duplicate the Amazonian Governing Council with the so-called AGC at the same moment when the international community had begun to put pressure on the regime. They wanted to speak for those who were fighting. They wanted to speak for those who were in jail. They wanted to speak in the memory of those who had died. But they did not have the courage to replicate the stamina of these same people. While Ambazonians might be disappointed with the Cardinal Tumi, it is because all through our history we have been nurtured, brought up to believe in these people, whether it was the Fononso, the John Frundis, the enablers like the Angwafos, the Cardinal Tumis. We could not question them. They call our actions youthful, exuberant, that we were reactive. And so rather than stand and accept that they failed and that this generation has rewritten the history and buttressed a path that represents the interests of the majority of our people as exemplified by his own survey, they keep playing platitude with the regime. What we must know, to think that the thousands and thousands of our people in the bushes who have been denied access to education do not know what they are fighting for. To think that because there are skirmishes amongst Ambazonians, which is natural, that there will be differences and skirmishes amongst the people who suffered repression for 60 years, that such skirmishes is a reflection of the fact that we neither know our destination or understand, the justness of our cause. It's an abuse of our collective consciousness and our own stamina. But let every Ambazonian know this is also a battle of generations. It's a battle between the grassroots, the have-not, and the elites, those who thought they were entitled to power, those who thought they were entitled to speak for us. We are not only fighting La Republique, we are fighting a class of people who have been corrupted, who gain entitlement through the position of their parents, the schools their parents went to, the monies their parents had. They are seeing the grassroots rising up and dismantling all of those institutions of opportunism that they erected. They will fight us to the logical end. That is why I said we should not blink, because they will throw baits. They will throw little things when we reject it because we want to be free. They will say we are recalcitrant. They will say we are intolerant. Even the man of God that he represents was an intolerant person as far as injustice was concerned. Ambazonians, we should not blink. Even if Paul Biya and Cameroon say today that they are surrendering to withdraw, we should make sure we be the ones to push them across the Mungo. This should be the last time that we fight Cameroon. No blinking, no surrendering, no more compromises, because there is nothing left to be compromised. And let everyone be assured, as we inch closer to absolute victory, the enemies will prop up, but from amongst us. Those who feel that the crumbling of the system will not benefit them, they will rise up to speak against us, to reclassify us, to make sure they give Mr. Biya the opportunity to tell the international community that we do not represent the collective aspirations of our people. But it is over for them. It is over, and everybody must remain resolute. No apologies to the people who never stood up for us, who could not speak for us, who could not present themselves in the battlefield for us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that intervention. And I think, yeah, the president is just on point. One of the things he don't talk and we really catch me. I hope if you stay online, Mr. President. Now the issue of Ambazonia elitism. You get the big issue of Ambazonia elitism, where they see how the grassroots people they rise up, people the way they feel they nobody even go for military training, they train themselves. They organize themselves into an army. They question themselves. Una they carry general title for do it. Una they do. They don't have a ridicule way. They see our boys and carrying changshu. They say, oh, una get an changshu. From the start by saying that we no be carry gun. Una have a shoot gun. And we have turned it around. We have brought Cameroon to its knees, and we don't raise our people, give our people them a new meaning for life. Boy, the way they be done lost hope for life. They don't pick up guns. They don't get that sense of entitlement and sense of human dignity to look back and say we cannot accept to give away our sovereignty, especially in the face of a brutal regime whose nail is on our neck. We no fit breathe. We no fit breathe. La Piro de Mbanga e be talk and best no matter how you dig am lengrombip, you no fit see way for life. And it redress now for redress. It go backward now backward. So ma play Mr. Press Secretary, you want to talk something or ma continue to play
the president they give me and you fit continue because we know say not get time.
Okay, ma the audio, the other part. I think don't talk about school issue, the other part more here.
Ce sont ces deux choses.
Et qu'est-ce qu'ils vous ont répondu?
Ils me regardaient, non, qu'est-ce qu'ils peuvent dire? Il y a quelques-uns entre eux maintenant qui ne savent pas pourquoi ils sont dans la brousse. J'ai rencontré quelques-uns chez moi.
So before we continue, my country people then wait to wait Cardinal Tumi the talk na say if meet us some fighter them, the fighter they don't even know why they fight. And if one present and like say na the conduct for the whole Ambazonian revolution, say people they don't know what they fight for. I don't know why the power be so dishonest. You feel say if you go meet up Cameroon their own troops them for ground. Now all they know why they even there for instance Ambazonia they fight. Definitely, as we see their character, they na beast them, na thugs them. Most of them are people where they don't know their left to right. They don't get high morals for fight the war. They don't even know why they fight. We don't see video for Cameroon military them where they run for barracks, say they don't get chop money for chop. They don't get their motority work. So they not fight for them now because they fight for their sovereignty, for their country, or for the interest of their country. They fight for them now because of salary. We see Cameroon government, they bring Congolese soldiers they fulfill. We don't see them with their flag. Bring soldiers they right from Chad. So for Cardinal Tumi for meet our foot soldier them and a conversation with a single soldier, everyone present and I say Ambazonian people they don't see know why they fight. It be very dishonest. It be very dishonest.
DDC.
Yes, Mr. President.
Let me tell you something. And I think this is very important for all of us. You see, there are two reasons to explain why Ambazonians they fight. One is personal, which we call subjective, and one is general, which we call objective. The objective reason is fighting to have our country back. That's the objective reason, which his survey has also exemplified. The survey of the Coalition for Dialogue exemplified. But beyond this objective reason, the micro reasons for which Ambazonians fight. Teachers may also fight to have an educational system that gives them higher salary, better environment of teaching. Students may fight to have better classrooms, an educational system that gives them books. Mechanics may fight to have an environment where they can have more jobs. Bayam Selams may fight to have the possibility to have a good road to get their products from the farm to the market. These are personal reasons that informs why Ambazonians as individuals fight. But they know that for these personal reasons to become a reality, the objective reason, which is collective, is that we must have a state that guarantees for each and every one of us the opportunity to create this reality. So when you have a grandfather who should be in an old people's home, does not understand the difference between the subjective and the objective, he should be blaming himself rather than the fighter he met. I can tell you 100% that fighter represented his own subjective reason for fighting. It might have been because the father was killed. It might have been because the mother was raped. It might have been because he has never had the opportunity to go to school. That is enough reason under international law to fight for the creation of a new state. So we should not listen to these men. Thank God Almighty. We have researched. We have studied. We have the opportunity now to speak for ourselves. It's not before when only they had the right to own CRTV and to speak for Ambazonians and misrepresent us. That time is over. Ambazonian fight for subjective and objective reason. And for each of those category of reasons, it's enough for a free homeland.
And if you see for the placard, the way we boy they carry them early on, even up to now, they write the Free Southern Cameroon. They are fighting for freedom from La République du Cameroon. We see from the placard them, I think I get other pictures them from the lawyers them how they present them. They will want independence or federation. The people they know very well and the leadership them that articulate them very well as we don't see the president, our president for.
All right, let me get into an UMPO meeting, please. Let me get into an UMPO meeting.
Okay, thank you, President, for coming, and we are very happy.
Thanks
Hopefully,
a lot.
you find more time.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Very much, sir. Did it?
Yes.
A lot of people that they comment to maybe just open your line. The leader that already talk is someone and tell these people how useless Cameroon be and the future of Amazonian people. If you really see what make people go, we even to the lowest level to not better them.
Yes.
To me, level now for my
At
country, people
ACN TV, your lies will be crushed. Your narrative will be buried, and your revised and distorted history will be exposed.
For challenge the man, a whole Cameroon. People say, I'm not just leave for tomorrow. I go do a prison for tomorrow for the Ambazonian people there. May they understand it's over for Cameroon. Of Ambazonia, it not only finish them economically, but politically. So people that like Tumi now, they try for do now for just can't help Atanganji. They probably don't win this war. One Ambazonia don't ask for say, what you not think about the statement where Cardinal Tumi make and say most of the fighters so that the fight.
I want to play the video. So that as it progress, people then feel even here for your own.
Please go ahead. Maybe we'll start call make we interact.
Okay, yeah. So some few people the first try to call and reject them because the president may be on the line. If the line be open as the press secretary don't talk, we will listen and any man will call at any moment for interject.
Okay. Non, qui sont encore là-bas, ils sont venus me voir dans la paroisse où il était. Chez moi, au village où je suis né.
Ok.
Ils sont venus vous voir, pour vous dire quoi?
Pour parler avec moi.
Ma nom m'a dit ça.
Pour m'écouter. Ils leur disent, Je suis prêt à les rencontrer.
À rencontrer les gens qui les commandent.
Oui.
Eux qui sont invisibles.
Pas seulement invisibles. Il y a un qui est déjà mort, qu'on a tué, on l'a tué en février, l'armée. Oui, oui. Et sa femme s'est trouvée à Bafoussam.
So if they talk about the one now, they go talk about the case for Chacha, General Chacha, where if he catch the ADF soldier, then they talk how they be kill Chacha, how then Chacha a woman, they catch Chacha a woman with 70 million for Douala for Bafoussam, where he don't buy Camillon and all those type of stuff. Them let's say Chacha actually represent the entire Amazonian forces, where it be completely wrong. We not say actually Chacha be deceived from the forces, them the main ADF forces where be they me then go begin use it for La Republic. And we know say the Catholic Church it be involved with the Cameroon military for help them for secure the buying of the ADF guns and which Chacha be get them before Chacha carry that money again for Yuma for Douala for Bafoussam. So maybe not the same the Catholic Church people then this way they don't go set up the Chacha a woman then go catch it for Bafoussam for see some of that money as our people that the year. But I do play the audio me continue. Me talk with you, talk because he go talk about that part about that Nigerian, the so-called Nigerian.
On l'arrête et elle avait avec elle 30 millions. Elle a trouvé ça. Beaucoup de leurs grands s'enrichissent. Ouais.
So it talks say plenty of the general that they make money for the struggle. This one be so ridiculous. We don't see how general Ivor them. Would they donate, would they send millions for our general their hands? Where they feel easily take that money disappear. They cross water, go for Central Africa, go buy even for places where we no be call them. Go buy weapon and they no be only for come buy weapon and fight. They risk their life day and night. They bury their comrade them, cry die, wake up the next day, pick up their gun for go fight. So there is no sign, no slightest indication say fighter they fight because of money. That one I just completely lie. There is no basis for that. Even the own survey that show and say people they fight because 90% of the people they want independence. They slaughter for Amazonian people. Now the same Cardinal Tumi be the toxic people they fight about self-defense.
See, you know why they talk this thing? You know why this kind of now because even their own journalists, Mimi Mefo, even the Cameroon agency, they post videos every day. So the purpose now with Cameroon army, they see from Amazonia because when are they seeing this way, they are police for Boya, for Bamenda, Amfe, everywhere for Amazonia. They only foresee how much money exploit them for vulnerable people them because now, because of the war, no they come from Amazonia and because they carry their guns. This nation, this embarrassment, even today, Mimi Mefo don't post that. The Cameroon News Agency, they don't post video them. Now they cover up with Tumi the traffic for the Cameroon government. Their failure, their collapse, their immorality, their on our now the reason that we want take out pain of the French people there. Made it see Ambazonians for that way. Seriously, as we talk, that's why they do and for their language. They come for ATN.
Well, invite since he talks one talk, I'll invite you. I'll send an invitation.
No, send invitation.
I'll send an invitation
with the invitation.
Yeah.
DDC Capo, Daniel, and myself, and the people of ASEAN with the extend invitation for Cardinal Tumi.
And tomorrow I'll text you again number. I'll send you message tomorrow.
Any message, make it come, make we get this discussion openly.
One for interview me, can talk more. See, so more here how I go conclude the talk the lie again. Here.
Il y a dimanche 1-2 à mon village, quand je suis allé au village, il faut me donner une partie de le dollar que vous recevez des États-Unis. Il m'a dit, par Cardinal, il n'y a jamais reçu même un seul dollar. Et vous dites que vous êtes le commandant au village.
Alors, quand ces jeunes sont venus vous rencontrer au village pour vous écouter, après vous avoir écouté, ils ont eu le courage de rentrer en bourse?
C'est une bonne question que vous me posez là. Il y a le commandant qui me dit, par Cardinal, je dois disparaître du Cameroun.
Disparaître du Cameroun.
J'ai quitté le Cameroun avec mon équipe. Et j'ai été étonné quand il m'a dit que la majorité des garçons, des autres qui sont avec lui, sont des Nigérians.
So, na pa Cardinal this, it go shock on my people them, my country people. Cardinal Tumi the talk say majority of Amber boy them for that unit. Anyway, we put them in perspective. He the one talk na that unit, but the whole he the one give the impression for use that one example for lie. Say all Ambazonia fighter them, the majority na Nigerian them. That means say for a whole group of fighter them will get the color. Put them in perspective. Hello, you are on the No Connect Talk show. Can you reduce the volume of whatever you are listening to the show? Because we get the playback. If you reduce the TV way you watch the Facebook show day, we hear you very well. Hello, you are on the No Connect Talk show. Can you reduce the volume? I think I will drop them. If you listen for us, you need for slow down the volume for the device you use and for listen the Facebook page and if you call. So Cardinal Tumi basically one misrepresent our forces them. For talk say meet a unit when only one so-called Ambazonia there for the rest than a Nigerian. And a big lie. For Cardinal Tumi own experience, that way then catch you where you go that from being low. All the fighter there for day, all the win Ambazonians. Hello. You need for hello? Yeah, I'll turn it out from speaker. You need for off the device where you listen, where you follow the program there for Facebook because it play back and we need to hear you fine. You go to hear with your phone now, not be talking up your phone.
Ah, okay.
So
yeah.
now we hear you very
Hello.
well. Welcome to the No Connect Talk show. You are live on the Facebook page and on Ground Zero for the ACN. Go ahead, match fire.
To be honest, Dr. Arabacho is God sent because the way, hello?
Go ahead, we hear you very clearly.
Yes, so the way he has understood this thing, he's so on the point because we have been made to think that because somebody is bigger than you just have to listen to whatever the person is saying, which is very wrong. If you see, even in Europe, here, in England, and all these places that we live, children question their parents, and that's what makes them be free. But if you go to Ambazonia, even if maybe you are living in one of your aunties is giving crack on your head, you should be listening. Whatever the person is saying, you should be listening. If you are dying,
that should
you
be
just be listening
that
to
one
them.
will be
Which is
inside my
wrong.
No Connect Talk show. When I remember the cultural warrior, how they really talk say thing where a old man sit down can see, a young man who stand up cannot see. That is a lie, right? Because you are standing up, you should be able to see far. So all that thing, then the time that lie, their time they don't pass, those superstitions.
Yes, we cannot accept this at this current generation. We have to reject these people. We have to tell them the truth to their face. They should know that. They should know that all those things are over. Whether your name is Cardinal Ward or whether your name is who, you must listen to us.
And for wisdom, you must listen to the truth, speak the truth, no
You must
matter
listen to us.
whoever you are.
Those
If you
things are
lie,
over. We
even you
cannot
are
be
a
dying in
cardinal
silence.
and you lie, we will not accept it because you're a cardinal. That time don't pass.
We cannot. It's not possible anymore. This is a new generation. You think your name because you are older than somebody. You can take all the food and eat. That's why we have. If you go in Africa, you see that even within a family. Hello.
Go ahead, we hear you.
Yes, even within a family, they will say that this is the plate of the father. This is the plate of this. This is the plate of this. So it's like you cannot eat in any plate. This plate must belong to this kind of person. But where we live, there's nothing like that.
Yeah, now
Everybody can
things
eat
have
anywhere.
changed.
It's not like you say somebody has this particular
You
thing,
cannot eat
and they
the
use that
can,
to
you cannot eat
suppress
the
you.
gizzard. You cannot eat this one. The small pikin should eat the brain of the chicken because it will make you to have sense. Because they know that the brain is not nice. The brain is a part that can have tumbu inside.
That's what they used to
The
suppress us, and before
father
you know,
forget.
you are nothing.
Father forget say that the never again generation, that the generation of the social media, we have library on our phones. This is we cannot take this nonsense. So thank you very much, caller, for
We
calling.
cannot. It's no longer possible.
Yeah, thank
If
you
you
so
come
much.
to Europe here and America, you see how kids are questioning their father.
You
I've
see how
gone
women
into a
are
bus.
eating gizzard, right? Women are eating gizzard
I've
abroad.
been in a bus, right? And Capo.
Yes.
I've been in a bus. One of these public buses. I saw a school boy, a primary school boy. He's asking the father, "What kind of newspaper are you reading?" The father says, "I'm reading all the, there are some newspapers that are free. The father did not buy that newspaper."
Free on the bus stop.
He's asking the father that, "Why are you reading that kind of newspaper? You are supposed to buy a newspaper. You are reading free newspaper. Every time I see you are reading free newspaper. Why don't you find money and buy a good newspaper and read?" The boy is questioning the father.
That's
asking
good.
the father questions that, "Why are you always doing this?"
That's good.
But to us, if you go to Cameroon now, if you ask your father that kind of question, means that you are a very stubborn boy.
Yeah, the era have passed. And thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much, caller. Let us continue. Thank you very much for your call.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, so we can have one more call and then we can go. So, Mr. PS, and yes.
I think 2 days, 2 days that
Some caller the call again. I think all
will take call
from UK, probably from the number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, woman of God, with your call, we'll pick your call later. Welcome, caller. Your No Connect Talk Show.
Hello.
Match fire. Go ahead. We'll hear you very well. Okay. You never drop. I'll drop it because in the top 5. So someone you call Bob Guy with direct number. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Bob Guy. You are on the No Connect Talk Show. I don't know why it doesn't connect you to the speaker, but you are on the No Connect Talk Show, and you can go ahead, please. No, you are heard, but the quality is not as good as when you're on the speaker. But everybody can hear you because it is hand-free. Go ahead. I'll put it here so that people can hear.
No, we can't hear. Why can he not call from? Let him call from the speaker.
No, the Bluetooth, he's using a direct line. The Bluetooth only works with the WhatsApp. I don't know why. No, oh yeah, call on WhatsApp, please.
Let him call my number. Let him call my number.
Okay. So, Mr. Woman of God with the call also.
Yeah, call then.
Now I return her call. Hallelujah, woman of God. You are highly welcome. You are welcome on the No Connect Talk Show, and you are also live on Ground Zero on the Amazonia Communication Network, Madam Mashfire.
Okay, I wanted to step aside because the baby was crying. Yeah, I just listened to the segment of the interview with Cardinal Tumi, and it's so interesting how people can lie. It's so interesting how people can dissociate themselves from reality. We are actually talking at a moment when Cameroon military is burning houses. It is a very shameful thing that a man of God will, instead of strengthening his people or standing by his people, go to CRTV to do a mind game to demoralize the people. We are no longer living in the days of the Fundis. We are no longer living in the days where we could just be manipulated like that. We are facing the pain. He cannot say that those who are fighting are Nigerians. Which Nigerian, which person will come and be fighting this kind of a senseless war for the past 4 years?
And the man actually said that
But
the
there is
people
also
think that the
something
war
about
end with
what
1
he's
year.
saying.
That is what he's saying, that the people are thinking we are going to fight for 1 year. He wants to do reverse psychology. It is our land.
Wait, let me tell you
We can
something.
fight for 10.
One of the things that Cardinal Tumi is saying there, I want us to be very clear. That is why I am very happy. Et j'aimerais dire ceci en français aussi. Que le Samuel Sako et le Chris Ano et les gens qui ont manipulé pour qu'ils fassent la représentation camerounaise dans le révolution amazonienne, ils ont déjà échoué. Parce que tout ce que Cardinal Tumi est en train de parler, c'est par rapport à ce que le SACO et le gouvernement Cameroun ont exigé pendant ces dernières années, qu'ils ont passé le temps à tuer nos combattants. Ils pensaient qu'en faisant ça, ils vont éradiquer ou bien démoraliser le combattant qui ne, notre soldat qui ne défend plus notre territoire. Mais l'évidence est claire là. Tout le monde voit ce qui se passe aujourd'hui à Capo. Ça veut dire que quoi? Le soldat qui est en train de combattre aujourd'hui contre l'armée camerounaise, le terroriste armée camerounaise, sont les gens qui ont perdu les papas, les mamans, qui ont dit que, ok, on a brûlé mon village, je ne vais pas rester seulement voir comment on va brûler, les tuer. Ils ont pris l'arme pour se défendre. Et c'est toujours eux qui se défendent. Ce ne sont pas les Nigériens qui sont en train de bloquer le cap. Ce ne sont pas les Nigériens qui sont en train de bombarder les militaires camerounais. Donc, quand quelqu'un qui se dit qu'il est un homme de Dieu, il passe le temps à faire ce genre de propagande, il passe le temps à défendre un agresseur qui est à tout un moment qu'on parle. Il est en train de faire les actions génocidaires. Va dans le morgue de Bamenda. Les enfants qui sont moins de 20 ans, le garçon,
Egyptian language.
tué par le militaire camerounais. Et un homme qui se dit qu'il est un homme de Dieu, comme le grand Master Omata, qui est venu plutôt chercher à nous mourir. C'est lui qui a été le premier victime de coronavirus pour mourir. Donc, il faut que les gens réfléchissent quand ils restent pour parler n'importe quoi. Oui, les SACO ont fait tout ce qu'ils ont fait. Le Tchatcha, il travaillait pour le SACO. Est-ce que ça ne s'explique pas qu'ils ont tué le soldat amazonien eux-mêmes parce qu'ils pensaient qu'il était ses frères? Ils ont posé les armes parce que nos enfants sont bien disciplinés. Ils ont posé les armes.
Confirm.
Ils sont nos frères, mais sans savoir que
Il y a Egyptian
étaient
good,
déjà achetés par le Cameroun à travers le SACO et le Cardinal. Et ils les aiment donc, oui. Donc, tu ne peux pas prendre Chacha pour projeter comme si il était un général de l'Amazonie. Non, il était déjà un proxy force, comme le dernier Capo appelle. Il était déjà un proxy pour le Cameroun. Donc, ce n'est pas tout le monde. Donc, tu vois ce qui se passe à Paco là, que ce sont les Nigériens qui sont en train de faire. So, let us all come to this point where we are human enough. Let's take the fact that even if you are not a Christian, you're not a man of God, you don't even have any sense of what. Let's just be humans. Just being human enough. And all the people who are reporting and trying to build gains for Cameroon, let me pass it across straight. There will be no union between Cameroon and Nigeria. It doesn't depend on their life. Their lives will not
confirm.
Because the reality is that those children that are packed in Bamenda Mutuari under the age of 20, boys like Sardine, Cardinal Tumi should go and encounter those children in the mortuary. He should not be going to encounter our sons in the bushes. How can you, if you are really a human being, a father, you will be disarming your sons so that the enemy can come kill them? That is disarmament is very
so many calls.
I send them all for you.
We'll record in 2 minutes.
Yeah, give Oman 2 minutes.
He should repent. That is evil. So you cannot be disarming your children so the enemy can come kill them. That is unacceptable.
Confirm.
Forget about going to meet Amazonian fighters. We don't have time for that shit. He should go and meet those children that are piled up like sardines in Bamenda Mortuary. The children that were killed yesterday, the 2 children that were killed yesterday are just few of them. He should go to Bamenda Mortuary and see them killed.
Confirm. Woman of God.
What he's advocating for.
Woman of God, thank you very much. We are having like tremendous amount of call coming in even from ground zero. I want to beg your pardon so that we can give everybody 2 minutes. Thank you so much for the intervention. And
thank you so much, woman of God. Thank you very much.
You are our alma mater. You are the hand of Abraham in this revolution. Please keep on holding that prayers of all of us and our forces on the ground. Thank you very much, ma'am. Okay, I think we will get the other callers. To be fair, I think Bobga have to. Okay, let's just pick this one.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, you are on the No Connected show on Ambazonian Communication Network. Yes, you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I get you, Capo.
Okay, you are live on the No Connected show both on Facebook and on the TV.
Yes.
ACN. Go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
I want to participate for the program.
You have 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Yes. I believe say some of these things the way Cardinal Tumi in the talk now because say the cash they live. If people like Cardinal Tumi and Pa John Frundi, if they don't sample these people, then you understand because these are one of the people them way they be get for show an example for the other black legs them so that they fulfill no. But if they see lead at the leg like this one so you understand they fall for our boys the hand they take them they leave them back in no good. I believe say people like Cardinal Tumi, you understand with the John Frundi they be need for teach them a lesson so that the other one they will learn from there because this thing go on and because they feel say because say they be leader nobody no fit touch them.
Thank you so much.
This is what these people were doing. People like this, they lost them out. They moved them out of the way.
Okay, thank you so much.
For clear the road. For teach the other one the lesson.
Okay, thank you so much for that very powerful one, my brother. And 6 na 2 minutes, we'll call you now so that next person will go fit talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so one of the things that I feel interject,
tell them so that ask you question if they get a question for us. So then for all we get a good discussion.
Perfect. And just for add just like a command officer also for the ADF, I just want to talk say yes, all we feel that pain and that anger, say somebody like Cardinal Tumi would have catch that time so they will show a sample, but when it comes to practical because it want a state issue we need for follow our code of conduct. You know, we know like it try to make the point so we persecute people and for their opinion only. So it could be wrong for we for persecute just for your opinion. Unless it start to become like become a spy. I think say people that like this one will fit challenge them intellectually, right? Than to sample them with a kid.
Capo, not even go.
Hello, welcome. You're on the No Connect Talk show on Facebook and on our national TV, ACN. Please, you have 2 minutes. You are free to give a question and use your 2 minutes as you so desire. Go ahead, match fire.
Yes, I want just respond. Yes, I want just respond to Cardinal Tumi. His Eminence Cardinal Tumi is over 80 years. How many years will he live that he wants to make decisions for us, the younger generation, and decisions that we have to live and go through it? That's a simple question I'm asking him. And men of God in Ambazonia must understand that they cannot impose their will on us, the younger generation. You know, when was the last time, I want to ask Cardinal Tumi, when was the last time he lived in Southern Cameroon for 5 years uninterrupted? You know, when they make decisions, he is out of touch with the realities of Ambazonia. Is the truth about it. Let him take up, let him take up that his that Ambazonian nationality and live in Cameroon. Let him go and interview lawyers, teachers, I mean, well-educated Southern Cameroonians, members of the diaspora. Let them tell him the reason why they are fighting. This thing is very simple, you know. And they feel that if he, as a man of God, is really honest, let him call for a referendum on the issue and let the people decide. Simple and straightforward. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. And that was a very powerful and very brief one. So we'll wait for the next caller, and he make a very good point. Cardinal Tumi, your own AGC have come up with a survey that more than 95% of the people want independent. What are you talking about? You should be on the side of the people, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, would they round up the show? I think we'll do for more than 3 hours. Can you imagine? Now 3 a.m. now for morning time for Hong Kong here. And so, Mr. Lucas, our coach and our press secretary, go ahead. I don't put the volume for low. I think I will select if person call from ground zero only now I go for pick her up. If not only for diaspora, I think say no Bobga, ma call back Bobga, I think.
Yeah, please, if they don't try for call you many times.
Let's be fair. Then my phone is showing that I'm on a phone call. How is that possible? Okay, so I think say Mr. Bobga, you can call me if you are watching me now live.
I want you to use this time because I know we'll talk about this. Why you get a lot from a message we are put out for the truth we are put out to young people then. Just like we confront Cardinal Tumi today, just like for 2018, 2019, we count the Ambazonian people say Samuel Sako be clueless and they not be to do anything for move the Ambazonian people for the revolution. The people them would be the work with Sako that time. They want raw. They want chop Capo raw. They want chop we raw for standing up and speaking the truth based on facts and every denial. No can tell the people also. Say Yerima of the IG, since Seseko put it for that place, make it replace Sako, he never do nothing for move the Ambazonian people. This thing not be personal about a group, not about the survivor of the Ambazonian people then. For 2018, 2019, Ambazonian not be believe say Sako not be do not you know be get interest for move the revolution forward. Now the eye don't open. We do things now based on weighty the day. So we must take out Yerima, not be personal about Yerima, not about our revolution. We want to make us they do what to be Ambazonian people then. What to be right. Fight as they don't fight. Now for this, a general never be appointed. Person, I be ready for debate. Tabenya Echudon, they call me many times. Make you stop for life for our people then. The same Tabenya Echu, he come out, c'est point. They come out, number one, they start with DOD. What's that DOD day today? They come out, they go for ARA day. Sako ASC. Who's that ASC day? They come out, they go for county by county. Who's that county by county day? Restoration forces. Who's that restoration forces day? So we'll be ready to debate the issues. You don't get anything for do persons. I want to make this one be very clear for all man. If they want to put guns and for down, may they do and for the way it go stabilize ground zero side our forces. But we must speak the truth for our people them, irrespective.
Yeah, I think say I don't see the response.
I want just use your platform to clear this thing, make people they understand.
Yeah, I think it's very correct. We shouldn't be shy of such things. We have a caller on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you're on the No Connie Talk show with panelist Lucas Asu, our PS, and you're on the national TV, the ACN. Please, match fire. You have 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, we are going to drop your call.
Yes, Capo is the chairman of AGOPC, South Africa speaking. The two of you, the job well done.
You're welcome, sir.
We have come a time when we have to speak the truth. Our father, Cardinal Tumi, is not represent the Ambazonian community. If you take the case of the genocide in Rwanda, people run an inter-Catholic church and the father called for them to be killed. I traveled to Rwanda, entered the museum, I came out shedding tears. We should be very careful when it comes to the Catholic Church. We may be saying that, yes, we adore the church, we respect the Bible. But when it comes to Roman Catholic Church, as I'm telling you now, there's a father from the Roman Catholic, from Rome, that is in Cameroon now. He came to me to Cardinal Tumi. It's a secret information, I may not release it, but I'm telling the truth. There's a father, a cardinal from Rome in Cameroon now. I'll hear Cardinal Tumi speaking all that. Let's fight our fight. Let's work hard. I want to congratulate PS for speaking the truth about Yerima. They may not like us, we would die for the truth. We should not be killing innocent children. If it is a shame to relinquish that position, but I can't hope them to Seseko.
But I think that for me, the way I look at it, my mission head, the way I look at it, for me, the way I look at it, I think that the problem, you can hear me, mission head. For me, the way I look at it, I think it's a problem of honesty. I think it's a problem of honesty. We all know the truth that the IGK have been sleeping in class. What they do mainly is take care of Siseko's bills in the prison, paying his lawyers and all those things. So if they really need money, they can come out and tell people clearly that we need money to pay the bills. You know, we need money for this and that. But when they come out and they say they want to buy big rubber gun, when we know that they don't have anybody to carry any rubber gun on the ground, it just makes people look. It looks so funny.
Propaganda.
And I think when the PS came out, he put it out that he was doing his job, because apart from being an official, we are also activists. You have to hold the ground for the public. And in response, they have sent out this lunatic, this clown in the name of Don Pacho, who have been rejected by his own family. Even in Spain, there people people will find it ridiculous. They will not find you noble if you are walking around that man. And they say,
Did it clear the air on that? Let's give our people the ability to call, interact with you, and so that you can take call.
Wow. Thanks very much.
Thanks so much, Mission Head.
Until freedom comes.
Sawabone. Sabona. Thank you very much.
Yebo.
Yeah, Yebo. So thank you very much. I think we have one call or two call, and we have to go because it has been more than 3 hours since we have been running the show. I think Ambazonian people, they can really feel frustration that the political class, the religious class, that they expected them to speak up for the oppressed people, like Cardinal Tumi, they have been citing and apologizing for the colonizer and the oppressor, and even trying to cover up for them. And it's just so despicable that we have to see our power, somebody who's supposed to be a noble man like Cardinal Tumi. But he has actually said that he wants to talk to us. So, Mr. PS, I'm going to invite him. I'm going to say,
please, we are open to work.
I know he cannot come. You know, nobody wants to face Capo Daniel. If they see me in the room, they'll run away. They'll run away. So Mr. Bobga from Denmark is on the line. Run. Just like Cristiano ran away, you know. Cristiano ran away. Yes, Mr. Bobga is calling from Denmark, one of the most happiest places on earth. You're welcome on the national TV ACN and also on the Facebook page. Go ahead, Mashfire. You have 2 minutes, sir. After your 2 minutes, we are going to cut you off.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Capo, and it's actually a great me and my first time to be on your platform. I would like to actually an issue of honesty, as the last caller actually said. It is unfortunate that after his survey, where he himself published that more than 75% of people who took the survey had a viewpoint. I mean, if those people had a viewpoint, probably those guys fighting in the bush also have a viewpoint. Anyway, it is also very sad for me to see an old man of that age who can barely read. I believe that at his age, he's simply reciting Bible verses. He cannot read them afresh. Under normal circumstances, he should be in old people's home, resting and getting ready to die. I see no reason why he is forcing himself to represent the viewpoints of people who have a future. Because actually, that young man has death in front of him and no future. No, let me not call him that young man, that old man. So it is sad for me to see him talk the way he talks. But then it doesn't surprise me because we are dealing with a regime who doesn't give voice to those who speak current ideas. So if the government gives him a voice, it is the same like you will see Patasang in jail and Yaoundé negotiate, calling Kawa Kawa to a dialogue. So when you see La Republique or the Cameroon government giving ears to any person within ground zero, just be rest assured that that person has nothing positive to produce. So people who are listening to Cardinal Tumi and those who actually have contact with him should tell him that I recommend that he should find a place, maybe start building his grave if he wants to, or making plans for his funeral, and not partaking in issues that have to define the youth of people, the life of youths who still have a future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And, he has gone away.
He has one more thing to do before that.
Go down, go ahead. But I think say they follow us for live on Facebook or on TV.
So Cardinal Tumi, it get one more thing for doing. It will make theology. So that when I go be the person.
Me fight for represent.
Yeah. When I go be the person, it go bless poor Bia well because poor Bia be they are rubbish.
Hello, yes, you are live on the No Conny Talk Show, both on Facebook and on our ACN TV. Marshfire, you have 1 minute, 2 minutes to speak, and we are going to cut you after your 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Nyambi in Johannesburg.
I know I did not want to call your name in case you didn't want your name to be known. Welcome, Mr. Yambi, my good friend.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Asu and Mr. Capo, I want to appreciate the work that you guys are doing so far, pushing the revolution forward. Mm-hmm. So I want to say, let's always try to be rational. When we talk about speaking the gospel truth, we must always try to look at things like I will go contrary to Mr. Asu and tell him that him going out on that issue of Comrade Yerima was something that for me, I didn't see it like it was right, because I thought maybe trying to sort out issues behind the scenes so that a lay person that is following us, you guys like leaders, will just sit and see things moving, not like now there is a video, Mr. How do you call that guy? It's coming out
Mr.
to say many things.
Mr. Clown.
I'm just trying to beg for you guys to always try and look for possibilities, ways to sort out some of these issues. You see, so that it won't affect some people that are not informed, that are just followers.
Mr. Yambi,
I don't know if I'm making sense.
You do, Mr. Yambi. Take a look at this. Imagine the ramification of this war. It's a matter of life and death. We have forces on the ground who actually need weapons and bullets and guns. And you want that responsible people who are actually responsible of those things should have access to the finance of Ambazonia people to deliver. And if you have somebody who is not doing that, coming to raise funds for the purpose of doing that, and is already doing it publicly, you have that obligation to publicly address it. I think so. So that our people should know, they talk my tongue now, PG, what people they go know for not be blindsided and put their money for the right place. Because if you allow things like that to happen, I know it's not convenient for a leader like Lucas Ashu to come out there and say it. It's not convenient for him either. I don't think it's something he likes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That is something that he thinks, I also believe he needs to do that, and we need to do that. And I'll also do that to ask Mr. Yerima that for accountability purpose, can you please tell us who do you expect to carry your big gun? Because this thing that you go and talk to people one by one behind, from my experience, they have gone to show soldiers, even in diplomatic sector, that they are soldiers which are not their soldiers. Even using videos of ADF soldiers to say that these are our soldiers which are not their soldiers. They go around paying money for soldiers to get allegiance, and those money interferes with the rank and files. Because I'll give you an example. When I was the head of the RK's group, at one time they sent money to him without telling me, and they were calling me and asking me, like, why is it? Why are these guys sending money, and for what purpose? You know, they have a structure and stuff like that. When they send money like that, they create some confusion, and the line of chain of command is weakened. So if Yerima wants to raise funds for anything, it is his right. But we also have the right for accountability to ask him, who is going to carry your rubber gun? You have been shy away to talk about a self-defense issue. They arrest our soldiers in your own village. You don't say anything. And now you are coming to talk about big rubber gun. When we have fight in Fako, we have soldiers from Meme, all the forces who have come there, 4 different forces have come there. We, the ADF, are moving money from our coffers, selling granules to all those forces who are there. Some of them still call themselves restoration forces. Then you, Yerima, you have not sent income. I mean, $1 you have not sent it there to fight against this nation's corp. The other ones that I don't want to call their name. Nobody. Call the generals on the ground, my brother. Mr. Yombi, are you with me? Hello?
It's probably listening.
Yeah. So call Shadow. Call Black Tar. Call Small Pekin. Call all the 4 generals who are on the ground now fighting to stop this cop in Fako in Victoria. Ask any of them if any other group have sent 1 franc, 1 CFR or 1 amber or $1. Nobody. Only the ADF. But some have even coined out name. They are calling is Action Group have made a fight. Action Group. They will run and pay soldier money to give them intelligence and information to publicize it and distort the presentation of our force on the ground. And it have ramifications. So I believe we have to ask Mr. Yerima reasonable questions. For 4 years, what have you done? Dr. Gabila in South Africa have given you a fair mark. In all assessment of leadership in this struggle, you have failed. I was appointed as an ambassador to represent Seseko and that institution here in Asia and Middle East. I can tell you for sure that there are reasonable questions. They came out and said that they made a mistake to form a government and that this thing have a negative impact on the revolution. What have you done to reverse that mistake? Because we are suffering from the effect.
Did they see? From whatever they have as a structure, whatever name they give it, all we want is for the effectiveness of us to move forward. They good if they organize a structured self-defense. Thing with the talk say as they do this, Connie, go for back, try for stabilize ground. They go on now back, for go try for buy the same forces there, try for stabilize. And
Yes, you know, sometimes they go for back and they even tell people, they say, when I see that bomb on Jikwa, now I guide them, now we sponsor them.
Right? So
no, go ahead, Mr. Yambi is on the line. Mr. Yambi is on the line. I think the Bluetooth is off or something like that. I couldn't. Sorry, Mr. Yambi, you can.
All we do want, we do well for our people. Then, now all that we want make the people that's be structured, make ground zero.
You know what? The big test is for 1st of October no. So General Hassan na their general na they be organize all that thing so for we don't see. We carry we cause Seko a name. And you see that type of thing they talk of put them one-on-one for back. Now Connie talk that.
So all way to the talk here and I say make they do the right thing. After 4 years they want do one, fine. Make they do one for the way it go structure and define their forces.
And I be willing for help. And I'm suggest even forces they meet and go join them. So you want a direct call.
Now a conflict there between they claim restoration forces for Sako. One side they claim that they are own. You get a point. Make the all way to the traffic. Make the define them. It go help ground zero for be more stable.
Hello.
Hello.
You're on the No Conny Talk show. Match fire.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. You are the last caller. Match fire. You have 2 minutes.
Hello.
Hi. We can hear you loud and clear.
Hi. Yes, caller.
Yeah, you line the on, but you need to talk now. Mike Daddy the on. Mr. PS, I think we have had more than 3 hours on the show, and we
All right, DDC. Anyway,
3 a.m. at night in Hong Kong. So, Match fire. Would he hear you clearly?
Hello, caller.
Yes, go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Oh, thank you. Look, I just want our people to understand something. They used religion to oppress and colonize African and black people in general.
Wait a minute. Is that the chief of
So
logistics?
religion has been playing a very, very vital role in suppressing and subjugating our people. So when you see people like Tumi who come out and they are saying what he's saying, automatically it plays into the psyche of our people to say, oh, this man is a man of God. These people are just there to maintain our oppression. Dismiss this whole thing and let's look at the truth. He is lying, and we know he's lying. He holds no integrity, he has no integrity as far as our liberation struggle is concerned. Forget about all this thing about religion, about what they stand for. If he can come and he's lying to the people, to the world, and he's carrying this banner as a religious figure, it's just there to numb our mindset and to bring all down. These people, we should keep this nonsense aside and look at him as a human being who has been lying and is trying to continue the operation of our people. They have no value, have no integrity, no dignity as far as Ambazonian liberation is concerned. All these people have proven themselves to be, an anti-Ambazonia. He speaks with a double tongue. He has no dignity and no integrity as far as Ambazonian liberation is concerned. He has lost everything that he had. Stand like a man and be truthful for once. We have no respect, no dignity, and no integrity among the Ambazonian people. We should forget about the issue about church or is the leader of the church. If you are a leader of a church and you cannot stand for the truth and stand for what people stand for, at one point you are saying this, the next thing you are saying something else, then what respect do you demand from us? Why should we give him respect? To me, it's a failure, and it's a failure to insult people as a collective and to Ambazonian people. And also, if he's projecting that type of mindset as a church person, it still comes on to the fact that the church, that he's trying to project the church as an oppressive structure on our people. We will not bow. We will not bow for anybody. Nobody's bigger than the revolution, the Ambazonian freedom. Thank you. You want to contribute to this. Let's people move this cloth from their eyes about religion and let's face the reality. We are an oppressed people, and if people of the church cannot stand up and really talk about the oppression of what's happening to our people, and they use the church to cover as a cover to sit back and allow our people to be oppressed and be killed, and they cannot come out up publicly and condemn it, then the church has no value in our society. That's what they are trying to project. So we should keep this thing aside and let's fight for our liberation. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Chief of our logistics. That's the Chief of the ADF Logistics, Pascal Kiki Spatang. I think we have to go, but I think there's one caller who have been so persistent.
It's okay. Just take that last call.
Then drop. So I want to give the last call our press secretary.
Did this make me so that me to because I get a lot of calls. I want first of all, I want to thank you for the for this invitation for Sunday. For get this discussion. We'll be very grateful for the words of the leader of our war of liberation, Dr. Ayaba, where he don't come for can really summarize this thing for all we and give you the centerpiece. Why did they do what they do for our people? So for the ambassadors and for the people then for AC and for we forget this discussion them so that when these people they can't do this, their propaganda. When they use people then like enablers them and betrayers then like Tumi for can this message them out, we get a platform for counter this thing, set the record straight for our people them and give our people them the hope they need them. Was secret for our liberation as the leader don't talk on. Now for we for buy arm our people for Waiting the forces for Fako, waiting ground for Bali, it don't show am. Big people for deliver a unit front on ground zero. As a people, we are capable of doing that. But we no go do self-defense with Koni. We go for the various forces so that we work for a transparent, no go be na Koni. Any Koni for this revolution, we go expose them. Because Koni, they bring confusion for ground. Now, when people don't want to do things for back, now they scatter all we. And put your hand for self-defense, we go know who you be, we know who your forces they be. All forces for ground zero, they get for God name and the command and control structure. Because when to make Fako, the forces for Fako, it be possible. Now, because all those groups already come together, they get a command and control structure. If you identify them, they get name. If you know their general, you know their forces. And that's why it will be possible for bring them together. We not feel that ghost force. We not feel bring together forces. They not get command control. They not get generals.
So if they fear for come outside for talk their forces, then they not be bold enough for they not get the respect enough to take that boy their service.
That's right. So our goal now make we model and duplicate waiting the forces for Fako don't show way. Waiting Grand Party, waiting General Ivo don't show way. Waiting General F and be for ground. I get one thing I want to talk. I just beg you, just give me 1 minute. I get the highest respect for General F. The highest respect for which he don't do and for the Ambazonian people there. You know, easy for take over the shoes of General Ivo. It not be an easy thing. Not only wear those shoes of General Ivo, but he carried this. It did like say Ivo still there last skin. See the thousands of forces where they lead them. See the kind of complexity of the environment. And see the kind of deliverance for ground zero. We owe it the highest level of respect. For General Efan, Capo, and all of them, where they work with team. And they work together as a team. Deliver Amazonia. We owe them the highest level of respect. The environment for them for be so successful. For that kind we build with infiltrators and agents and intelligence operatives. Now the high intelligence that's why this generation be very special. It also be now because of the structured leadership and the where they put them. Tomorrow, for today, thank you very much, DDC, for the do for our people them, for the No Connie Talk Show. We get nothing but the truth. I every single make it whole every leader resort to the police and for Amazonia. Will not be like the Republic du Cameroon.
Confirm. No fear. Bold, fresh, and unafraid. And for all my viewers and those my followers, they will be very loyal. When I ask for this lineup, when a perfect lineup, Capo Daniel and Lucas Asu. Finally, you guys got it. As the now worry me, they oversee me one. I say we are not. We always try to avoid not to gang up and give people the impression we are ganging up, but we work very hard behind the scene like colleague and with all the family in the ADF, Kavi, Vela Franklin, and we have very good network. We support each other. We make sure that we work hard as Mr. Lucas have said. The soldiers are working even harder on the ground under very tough circumstances. Those guys are very smart and they have built a structure. I want to greet Bullet, Rambo, Cobra, Small Pikin, Talk and Do, Robosco, everybody on the ground. I want for Saluduna and for tell so they find we'll come to the end. Nothing good lasts forever. Finally, so it will be rebroadcasted again tomorrow for Ground Zero. And for Facebook, when you watch and also for my YouTube, when I try to subscribe, that's what will remain engaged. And for people the way they want to switch from WhatsApp as this month go the end, my recommendation now for Signal. Yeah. So my recommendation of a Signal when I join me for Signal. my chat group, the Kuntakinte 360. When I'm there, they do most of my survey and stuff like that.
You export them.
Yeah, I don't create the one for Signal as well. So see me there, and thank you very much. May God bless you now. May this our revolution be short. May our independence, freedom in Ambazonia be forevermore. Ciao, and thank you so much, PS.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
In 2016, the world saw an uprising in Ambazonia. The people rose up to demand justice. First, the world wondered what the Anglophone problem was and what it was all about. Then it watched the Anglophone problem transform into Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia War of Liberation. They thought it started in 2016. They thought it was just about the supremacy of one language over another. They thought it was only about the marginalization of the English-speaking people of Cameroon. They thought it was all about 2 cubes of sugar. They thought it was the quest for a disgruntled minority to create another failed state. They were right, because it was the quest of the first democratic state in Africa to reclaim its independence and liberate itself from the tyranny of the most autocratic and corrupt state in Africa. This is when and how it all started. The Chronicles of Ambazonia.
Yaya Chelsa Jala Crispo Ajan Nane Yaya Esumine Montamanya Yeso Chelewe Kuntano Kuntano Yeso Chelewe Ea Komate Esumin Amongembo Yeso Chelewe Kuntano Kuntano Yeso Chelewe Ea Komate Simambene wa Amwanya Simambene wa Adapter Edube Bene wa Sango Sergeant Banyama Bango Bechelo Sango Peter Wanajanane alias Bar Station Umbengi Nyamate Emone Kunangi Nyambakosa Umbe Sergeant Emone Tite Makame Mpinde Makame Mwo Yebe